You are knee-deep in your genealogy research only to discover that, well, the courthouse burned and all your ancestors' records have gone up in smoke. Now what? In this video, I'm going to show you how to research outside of the courthouse to find your ancestors. Hey guys, if we haven't met before, I'm Lisa with Are You My Cousin, and this YouTube channel is designed to help you find your ancestors, grow your family tree, and not be overwhelmed in the process. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, you're in the right place. Okay, has this happened to you? You are happily researching your ancestor, tracking them back through the years, through the decades, only to discover that the records that you need are at the county courthouse, and unfortunately, well, they were destroyed in a fire. It's happened to me in more times than I really care to count. In fact, in a peak of frustration, I might have even accused an ancestor or two of actually setting those fires. But seriously, if you have experienced researching into courthouse records that no longer exist for whatever reason, be sure and hit that like button and just let me know I am not the only one out there who's had this experience. Okay, so we often refer to these counties or where courthouses have suffered significant record losses as burned counties. So what do I actually mean by that? It does mean that there has been a significant loss of records for a particular period of time, but it doesn't necessarily have to have been due to a fire. It could be to a flood, it could be to a fire, it could be to just a natural disaster, or it could be, well, I don't know, whatever happened to them. They just got lost. But we do refer to those counties as burned counties because essentially the records just don't exist for us to use as a researcher. And well, what do we do? If the records aren't there, they're not there. So we as researchers have to come up with strategies to research around what we call that black hole. Now, one thing, when you are starting your research in an area where there was a significant record loss, one thing that I would encourage you to do is to double check on what was actually lost, whether in a fire, flood, or natural disaster, what records were actually lost, but also ask which records actually survived. So it may not have been a total loss. You just want to make sure what is available and what's not available. You want to be crystal clear on that. So I would encourage you to reach out to the courthouse, reach out to the archives if they're at the state archive level, and find out really what truly is available and what is truly not available. When we start researching in a county where there has been a significant record loss, regardless of the cause, we have to do one thing. We have to keep our focus on records that were outside of the courthouse, records that were not kept in the county courthouse. I'm going to walk you through some examples so that you can start to get that idea and understand that not all the records that we need to find our ancestors were actually at the county courthouse. Now, one of the first things to keep in mind when it comes to looking for records outside of the courthouse is federal records, basically. And the very first federal record that many of us have used in research is the census record. Now, I recognize you probably have looked at a census record already, and therefore you're thinking, Lisa, I've already done that. But I'm going to encourage you to go back into the census records and give them a second or even a third look to see what clues you could have overlooked that might help you research around the fact that the courthouse records do not exist anymore. So what are you going to actually look for in that census record? Well, you're going to look for things like birth dates, so you can calculate perhaps birth years, so that could help you out there. You're going to look for the birthplace of an ancestor, and if you're fortunate, in some of those census years, they actually tell you where the parents were born, the birthplace of the parents. That can give you information on immigration or migration patterns for your ancestor. You're going to look for dates for those census records that show dates for naturalization or dates for arrival in America. Then that could give you some clues on where to look for immigration records as well. So again, make sure, go back to those census records and give them another look. Give them a really thorough going over. If you were like me, when I originally did my initial census research, I was pretty new to genealogy research. And so I did overlook a lot of things, and it did help my research when I went back and gave them second and even third looks to do some more analysis and find more clues. And for those of you who might be new to genealogy research and just starting out, those census records are really quite easy to find. All the major genealogy databases have them. The Ancestry.com, MyHeritage, Find My Past, as well as Family Search have them on their websites. So they are easily found, readily available to include in your genealogy research. Okay, so one of the next places that I would encourage you to look when it comes to looking for your ancestors, if those courthouse records have burned or no longer exist for the time period you're researching, is to go into the newspapers. Now, for those of you who've been following me, particularly in recent months, you know I love newspaper research because I'm all of a sudden discovering things about my ancestors I never would have known otherwise. But the newspaper, the local and regional newspapers are valuable in your research, especially if that courthouse has suffered a significant record loss. Those newspapers can put your ancestor in time and place. They can also give you clues about their lives and what types of lives they led, and they can also send you into other records. So what are you looking for in those newspapers when it comes to your ancestors? Well, you are looking for family events. You're looking for business activities that your ancestor might have been involved in. You're even looking for legal proceedings. So check the legal section of those newspapers, because oftentimes if there are estates that were being settled or other legal matters that require public notice or public notification, they will be in that legal section of the newspaper. So if that estate record unfortunately was lost at the courthouse level, you might find an outline of it or some information on it in the local newspaper. Okay, and here is a tip for you guys. If you cannot find newspapers for your ancestors area digitized in one of the digitized databases, such as the major genealogy databases, and also newspapers.com, MyHeritage has a new one out called oldnews.com, then reach out to the local library where your ancestors lived to see if they can perhaps help. They might have some back issues on very small newspapers that were very small, had short runs, that might be still on microfilm but have not been digitized. So reach out to that local reference librarian, because they can be a wealth of information and help you solve that issue. All right, so another place you want to check for records for your ancestors that would not be in the courthouse would be church records. Church or religious records oftentimes can be those what we call unsung heroes when it comes to research. What do they have? They might have baptism records, they might have marriage records, they might have death or burial records for you. Be sure and check for online databases for church records, but if they're not online, as many of mine are not, reach out to the local church and historical societies to see what records might be kept locally. Military records are another option for you to check out when the courthouse has suffered significant record loss. An ancestor's service history, their service record, it will have birth dates on there or ages, so you can calculate a birth year. You might find in the pension records evidence of a marriage or subsequent marriages, maybe more than one marriage. You might find death dates in those pension records. So these are records that are federal records. They are not county level records, and therefore they are records that you are going to want to seek out when it comes to researching your ancestor. Now, I also want to make sure that you are not overlooking local resources. So the area where your ancestor lived, make sure you are reaching out to other genealogy researchers who live in that area. Local researchers, whether they're researching your family or not, they are familiar with the area. They know what their county has. They know what the county records don't have. They also know perhaps some other special collections that they can point you to that you might not otherwise think to look at. So I would absolutely encourage you to reach out to other researchers in those areas where the courthouses have quote unquote burned records, and see what they might be able to help you with. I'm always surprised at the little nuggets of clues and the nuggets of information that I come away with when I do that. Don't give up when you realize that you are researching your ancestors in an area that the courthouse burned, that area where there was a significant record loss, and you're not going to find your ancestor at the courthouse. You do have options, and I encourage you to check them out. Now, if you would like to learn more tips and tricks for finding your ancestors in the records, be sure and watch the video on your screen now.